What is sourcing? Sourcing is when you find a property for an investor and you get paid for the privilege of them actually getting a project from you. So in a nutshell, that is what sourcing is. Now, sourcing will mean that you can create pots of cash which you can then utilize to actually jump onto the property ladder and invest yourself. Sourcing can also help you to reduce your debts and get rid of any debts that you got with that capital that you create. Sourcing can be a part-time business, or you can decide to do this full-time. Both work really well. Now, sourcing is a great associated business that you can create around the core asset. So you're finding properties for other people. And because you're finding properties for other people, where you're creating revenue in many different ways for the investor, you will get paid for providing that privilege to the investor. This works really well in situations where you don't have enough capital to actually be investing yourself. It's a great way to start and scale your property business. In the past, I was £187,000 in credit card debt. And the way I got back to zero was through finding properties for other people and getting paid for actually finding them for the investors. So keep this in mind. No matter your situation, sourcing can be a way for you to jump into property. Now, if you're thinking that you don't want to be sourcing properties, but you want to be investing properties, well, this is also relevant for you. Because one of the biggest mistakes that investors make is that they don't actually pay themselves first. You should always be paying yourself, because what's the first part of your property journey? What do you have to do? Well, you have to find properties, don't you? Now, if you're investing for yourself, all that means is that you're not paying yourself. So all of these things mean that you should value yourself and get paid. So it's an internal mechanism where you pay yourself internally, whether you're a sole trader or whether you're working for a company, whichever way you're doing it, there should be an amount of money that you pay yourself for the fact that you found that property. Now, as you grow your business, what you can do is you can decide to expand your business through separate entities. So, for example, you can have a business that is sourcing properties, you can have a business that's investing in that property, and so on. So you can start to compartmentalize this as you grow and depending on where you are in your journey as you move forward. So sourcing is really key for everybody. The first type of sourcing model I want to share with you is leads. Now let me explain what leads are. So leads are where you've collected information where there is a motivation for a property. It might be a motivated seller. Let's say someone who wants to relocate, or unfortunately they're getting divorced or in some kind of financial difficulty. You can also find distressed properties. Now, distressed properties can be a physical distress, or it might be the case that there's a legal issue with the property. It might be an issue with the title for the property. It might be a neighborly dispute. It might be a bad tenant that's occupying the property. So there could be many different reasons. You're finding a motivated seller, or you're finding a distressed asset, or some of both of these. So whichever way that is, that becomes a lead. Now there are two types of leads. There's unsophisticated leads and sophisticated leads. So let me explain both of these for you. Unsophisticated leads are where you've collected information from a seller, where you have, let's say, an email, a name, a phone number, and some basic information about the property, but you don't have detailed information. That becomes an unsophisticated lead. Unsophisticated leads can be bunched together in 50s or 100s, and you can sell these as a product to investors who can then go through those leads, 50 or 100 leads, to actually find very good deals within that. And that will be their craft. What you're doing is you're bringing the lead to the table, and you will get paid for this. Now, typically for leads, you can get paid anywhere between 10 to 25 pounds per lead. Now, you can work those numbers out, bunches of 50, or you can bunch them up into hundreds and sell those leads on. It's a great business. Now that I've explained unsophisticated leads, let me explain sophisticated leads. So sophisticated leads are what I've just shared with you. However, there is more detailed information. For example, you will have the full address of the property, you will know why the seller is motivated or what is distressed about that property, and you have a further scenario. You have a further story, a further profile on why that motivation is there. And because of this, that becomes a sophisticated lead. With a sophisticated lead, you can get paid anywhere between £250 to £500 a lead. Now that lead, as I explained, is just the information. And by providing the accurate information to the investor, you will get paid that £250 to £500. and they have a potential of closing on those leads, and typically the ratios are anywhere between 1 in 4. So 1 in 4 of those leads that you provide at £250 to £500 could net them a bare minimum of £30,000 to £50,000. So it makes sense for you to be able to offer these leads and get paid for them, and it makes sense for the investor to pay you because it's a no-brainer, isn't it? There's that return on investment. So in summary, there is unsophisticated leads, there's sophisticated leads, and I've also shared with you how much money you can make from them and the reasons why someone will pay you.